everybody, Joker Plays here, and today's video is an absolute blast. Today we're going to be building one of the mini Star Wars fighter planes that you see in the movies. This is going to be part of a series that both Abide Guy and I have been working on lately. It has been a complete joy putting these together. Simply because they're miniature, but they're fully functional and amazing. So we're going to start with the TIE Fighter, which will take advantage of the pieces that you see here. These are exactly all the pieces that you're going to need. You can substitute the flooring pieces for other colors if you do not have the friendly neighborhood bundle, and that's okay. These pieces can be substituted for other 12 by 2 by 1s. The pieces that you see here, these vents, this is actually a rug that's part of the Mos Eisley free build piece. So if you completed your Mos Eisley challenge, you will have access to this. And same thing with this round sphere, which is the bow box. So if you have the Mos Eisley pieces, you have everything you need to build this piece exactly the way you want. But like I said, you can substitute these pieces if you need to. Now, before we get started, I normally do the building, but in this case, well, I'm going to go ahead and invite my cousin. He kind of looks like me, but not like me at the same time. So, yeah, we're going to have him do the build this time. So, have fun.
It appears my cousin has invited me to do a special build for you. So I shall be putting together the TIE Fighter for you.
Just kidding, folks. It is still me, Joker Plays, but I'm changing up my skin just a little bit. I'm going to be running Darth Vader since we're going to be building a TIE Fighter. So I figured, hey, why not change it up a little bit? He does kind of look like a distant relative of Grimy in a way, sort of. Well, anyways, we're going to go ahead and build this TIE Fighter as Darth Vader for this go around. So, change of pace, had to have a little fun with it. Here we go. First, we're going to start with our plain, normal, everyday jack like we typically do. And then we are going to go ahead and locate a 12 by 2 by 1. Now for this, I am going to use the friendly neighborhood rough charcoal pieces, but you feel free to use any of the free to build pieces. It does not change the build itself at all in any way, shape, or form. All the same steps will be applied. So I'm going to be putting 2 of the 12 by 2 by 1s side by side and then stack 2 of them high. So that's how I will begin this build. From here, I'm going to come back around to this side. And I'm going to go ahead and place a medium driver seat right smack in the middle, as you can see. And then I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do a balloon, a couple of balloons here, but in 2 phases. So we're going to drop one right here in the corner. And then what we are going to do is we're going to aim our cursor to the bottom of it, and what that's going to do is it's going to move that balloon to where it's about 45 degrees off center from where the original balloon was. And then we're going to nudge it over till it turns red, then 2 to the right, and it should be right smack in the middle. And that's the reason why we use this balloon first, so that it allowed us to do the placement of this one right smack in the middle. So we are going to do the same thing. And we're going to move it 2 spaces on the left. So now we have an activated balloon both on the left and the right, centered all the way across. And so we are going to go and we can now remove this balloon. From here, we're going to go ahead and drop down and put our thrusters in the back. All right, now that our balloons are in place, the next step for me is to go ahead and put the thrusters on in the back. In this particular case, I am going to use the small thrusters. And I'm going to place one on the left side and another one respectively on the right side, flush to the sides and flush to the top and bottom. And for here, I'm going to program the left one to be channel 2 and channel 3. Channel 2 is what I use to turn right, and channel 3 is what I use to turn, or to actually just go straight. And then for this thruster, I'm going to program this as channel 1 and also channel 3. Channel 1 is what I use to turn left with, and channel 3 is what I go straight with. So if you were to activate channel 3, both thrusters will turn on, sending you forward. But then if you just activate either 1 or 2, you will turn respectively right or left. So this section in the rear of the plane is done for right now. But now we're going to turn over here and come to the front. And this is where we're going to go ahead and place another thruster. We can just place this randomly, but it has to be off sides from the center. This is what we're going to use to turn our side piece. So if you go to our decorations in the clutter section, we are going to go down to the large bow box close. This is what we're going to use to create the look of the front of the aircraft, and the same with the rear. So we're using the thruster to essentially rotate this 90 degrees, make sure it is center from right to left and up and down, and that piece is placed. Then we can come over here, break this, and then move towards the back. Now because we have thrusters already back here, we're going to do the same thing but using an existing thruster. Get that centered up and down, left and right, and our fuselage concept is good to go. So now the plane is predominantly done with the exception of the side wings. So to start that, we are going to put an extension piece on right here in the front. This can be any piece, doesn't have to be anything in particular, any color. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and use an activated switch this time for this step. So I'm going to place an activated switch here and another one here. These do not have to be precise. These are used to once again rotate another 12 by 2 by 1. So I'm just going to go ahead, place my cursor right at the bottom of the activated switch, rotate it, and then nudge it on over. As you can tell, if you use the grid lines, I've got 2.5 full boxes at the top and 2.5 full boxes at the bottom. That's how I know I am centered. And then I will place this piece to where it is one stud from the left and one stud from the right. So that centers it on there as well. Then I will flip to the other side of the aircraft here and do the exact same thing. So here I go, aiming at the bottom of the pressure plate, and we have centered it 2.5 squares at the top, 2.5 at the bottom. It is now centered. So both of these starting pieces are in place, and so now we're going to put 2 more 12 by 2 by 1s on either side, flip to this side, do the exact same thing, and then we are going to go now get an 8 by 2 by 1, put it on either side of the wing portion, flip to the other side of the aircraft, do the exact same thing. That is now done. Now the only last step to do is to go ahead and put our rug pieces in place. This is also the part of the Mos Eisley set. This is the Tatooine square rug, and so we're putting this as a decoration piece to add to the aesthetics. Feel free to substitute that for something else if you don't have that. That is okay. And our TIE Fighter is now done. This thing is ready to go. All we need to do is drop it and take it on a flight. So I'll see you back here in a minute once it's ready to go. These butterflies are really out of control. Epic, please help.
We are back, and I sense a disturbance in the dark side of the Force. It is time to go investigate. We shall take the new TIE Fighter.
Alright everybody, as you can tell, this thing does fly pretty well. It does take turns pretty smoothly. It does go forward very nice. If you need to turn around 180 degrees, come back at you, you can do that as well. The only kind of unique part about this aircraft is the landing, but never fear, I will show you how to do that. If we take it down, deflate the balloons, and then we reinflate and reinflate, real easy. It will set down real nice and smooth and stay upward. But never fear, if you happen to come in a little hard and tip it forward, that is okay. As you can tell, you could still sit in it, and you'll be able to take off from it as well. So you can still sit in it, you'll be looking at the ground, inflate your balloons, and you will take off okay. The other neat thing is if you happen to be inverted backwards or forwards, it doesn't matter either way. The seat flip trick also works, so you can press that button however your keybinds are, and it may take a few attempts, but it will eventually self upright. There we go. So just a couple attempts, you can use the self-righting mechanism that is built into the game as well. So again, everybody, thank you for checking out this TIE Fighter and spending some time with me. Alright everybody, Joker Plays here again, just wanting to take a quick moment to thank each and every one of you for taking the time and watching the video. If you have enjoyed the video, please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. And also, don't forget to check out the other videos that both Abide Guy and I have been working on as part of this series. So a link to his channel is attached in the description of this video. And by the way, YouTube thinks that you're going to enjoy the video that you see pop up on your screen. So if you have a moment, please go ahead and check that one out as well. So until next time, don't forget to keep gaming in your crosshairs.